Hi, my name is Souza. I recently graduated with a BS in biology from Florida Atlantic University. I am currently applying to PA medical school with the goals of practicing in either emergency medicine or pediatric care. And for my summer research project, I looked into the identification of faunal species associated with the gopher tortoise burrows at Florida Atlantic University Preserve and Dickinson State Park. Hi, my project is on the identification of faunal species associated with the gopher tortoise burrow at Florida Atlantic University Preserve and Dickinson State Park. The gopher tortoise is endemic to the southeastern region of the United States. They are considered to be herbivorous reptiles and a keystone species, meaning that they have over 350 different species that rely not only on the gopher tortoise but also their burrow. The gopher tortoise burrow can be up to 4 meters deep and 12 meters long. And unfortunately, due to the decline in their population, the status of the gopher tortoise is considered to be threatened. For our research, we hypothesized that the number of species associated with the gopher tortoise burrow would differ between sites and vegetation type. For our sites, we have two sites. Our first site is FAU, which is roughly about 90 acres. There's about 100 tortoises within the population, and currently FAU does mechanical and herbicidal management. Our second site is Dickinson State Park, which is roughly about 11,500 acres. The number of tortoises within the habitat is unknown due to the large size of the habitat, and currently JDSP does mechanical, herbicidal, and fire management. So within our site, we have 20 cameras located at FAU. We have 10 cameras in the grassy areas and 10 cameras in the scrub. And then at JDSP, we have 10 cameras in the scrub. And for our cameras, we are using the Moultrie M880i Gen 2 camera. And once we have our burrows, we set up the camera, and if there's a tortoise present, we pick up the tortoise and we mark them with an acrylic marker in order to identify them in a future frame shot that we would get from the cameras. And some interesting results that we have obtained so far within FAU population, we have observed coyotes using the gopher tortoise burrow. We have also observed the coach-whip snake, the loggerhead shrike, the white cottontail rabbit, and the marsh rabbit, to name a few. And then within JDSP, some interesting species that we have observed using the gopher tortoise burrow, we have observed the Florida bobcat, coyotes, the armadillo, the black razor snakes, and also the white cottontail rabbit and the marsh rabbits. So far, with all of our data analyzed, we have observed about 29 species within the FAU habitat. And in Dickinson State Park, we have observed about 15 different species associated with the gopher tortoise burrow. And because of the cameras have been set out longer at FAU than JDSP, we assume that may play a role in the number that we are obtaining. However, we are continuing our project and we're going to have a year worth of data. We also have observed new interaction with our project, such as the loggerhead shrike, which previously there's no records of them being associated with the gopher tortoise burrow. However, our study has shown the loggerhead shrike going inside the burrow, foraging around, and leaving the burrow. So this might be a new species interaction and a new commensal species that has not been known before. And for our future work, we want to continue the project and have a year worth of data. We also want to identify insects and invertebrates associated with the gopher tortoise burrow. And we want to identify bacterial components of what kind of bacteria is inside the soil, inside and outside of the gopher tortoise burrow. And I have many references and many people that I would like to acknowledge, such as my advisor, all my grants, and Dickinson State Park, which allowed me to use their park as part of my study, and in all my lab mates that has helped me. Thank you.